Okay, we enter a time. We enter a time when the intensity starts to rise. It rises to the surface, demanding that we take a closer look at what lies beneath the facade of our day to day experiences. Now, if we look at our relationships, unspoken desires and fears will begin to emerge, okay? Which will create opportunities to either shy away or dive headfirst into the truths that connect us. There's definitely this undeniable urge to peel back the layers, to understand not only ourselves, but those with whom we share our lives. And we may question our motives in all areas. We may ask ourselves, what have I been avoiding? Or what old habit do I allow to remain, even though I know it's not the best choice? How authentic am I in my relationships? How authentic are they in the relationship? How do I embrace transformation? How do I open the door to change and welcome it in? So join me as we embark on a journey of self-discovery. We'll gain an understanding of how to embrace this energy and move forward today and every day. So, hi, I'm Tilly. This is Tarot with Tilly. Thank you for being here. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you for all the positive, loving support you send me each and every day. Welcome to your daily focus, October the 23rd, 2024. Yes, I always say the thank you at the beginning because when I started this 10 odd years ago, I forgot like a couple of times and I thought I've got to tell them. So I'm going to tell them at the beginning so I remember to say it all the time because I don't want you to think that I do not appreciate your presence here. The love, the light, the joy that you send my way each and every day. Of course, I send it right back to you. Anyways, the October the 23rd. So today we have the energy of the 23. The 23 energy is about having a faith, a belief that you are protected, that you are being guided into safe ports of harbor, that you will reach your goals so long as you follow your truth, follow your intuition, follow that gut feeling, allowing your sage wisdom to intertwine with it all. To believe that maybe in a higher self, God, your angels, the universe, the divine. 2 plus 3 is a 5, and that is about creating happiness and joy and giggles and laughters and our everyday experiences. To not just have it once in a while, we let down our hair and have a good time, but maybe we don't let it all the way down every time, but we do. We do look to create smiles and laughters and giggles in our life. This is also a time when our creativity can flow, our inner expression can flow. And if we look at the daily numerology, we have a 1 plus a 5 plus an 8, so we get a 14. 1 plus 4 is a 5, so know that the 5 is energized, coming at us both ways, but this time we get to the 5 by the 14, and that's why I always like to include this number because it can be different. Even though we have one energy, it can come to us in different ways. Now, the 14 energy is more about finding that balance, that peace, that sweet spot, that we're not working too hard and playing too little, or playing too much and working too little, or we are out there and we are socializing, but we also have that quiet time for ourselves to really bring in balance into our world. And how do we do that? So it's by, in some ways disciplining ourselves to do things that maybe we don't feel like we should be doing or ought to be doing. Usually it's when we're trying to enjoy ourselves. We feel guilty. We're checking our emails and the messages and whatnot to make sure that we're up on what's happening at the office when we should just be turning our phones off and enjoying the day. Now the sun is spending its first full day in Scorpio. So happy birthday to all my beautiful Scorpios out there. And our moon is in Cancer. So the big news today is that Scorpio is now officially in our the sun is officially in Scorpio. Scorpio is wasn't in anything. It's in our universe. Um So we should feel this energy shift. Absolutely. Okay. We're now being invited to go beneath the surface of our everyday experiences, to explore our truest desires, to confront our fears, our anxieties, to embrace change. We may find releasing what no longer serves us, whether it's a habit, a behavior, an outdated agreement, a financial burden, an emotional scar. It will allow us to reclaim a part of ourselves that we had unknowingly surrendered. So it's about empowering ourselves and taking back our power. So throughout the next month, okay, we will uncover hidden truths, secrets. We will declutter our lives, make space for the new. We'll explore desires that spark this sense of passion within us, or an intensity, a mystery. Okay, we actually do become the mystic under this energy, so we go for the mystery. Uh, and there's also a shift towards exploring how we share financial resources and how we can use shared financial resources in order to go forward. Okay, so that could be you split a mortgage with somebody else, or a car payment, or, it is the loan from the bank. You are with another person when you're getting that money from the bank. The bank is considered the other person. We could be looking at legacies. We could be looking at writing our will around this time. If you've been feeling like, maybe I should rewrite my will, or maybe I should finally write a will, it could be creeping up into your consciousness over the last couple of days, and will continue for the next month. So just make the appointment with the lawyer and get it over with, okay? This period can definitely bring up matters of trust, of control, of power, and the need for a deeper understanding with our relationship to money. Okay, we may evaluate our investments, pay off debts. We look at loans, mortgages, legacies. I'm repeating myself here. There's an opportunity to heal from lingering wounds from the past mistakes, or what we figured was a mistake. Everything's there for a reason, okay? Know that. And so we're invited. We're invited over the next, well, not several weeks, the next month, to redefine what security means to us. And when we look at security, we're not just looking at material objects, okay? But we're looking at the depth of our connections. We're looking at the honesty of our intentions. And know that the changes that we encounter now will shape our foundation for how we relate to others and how we place value on things. It's a chance to rebuild trust where it's been broken, to solidify a bond that's worth keeping, and to let go of fears that have held us back from embracing what is possible. Okay, let's go to the cards. Okay, underlying energy is the Seven of Wands. Yeah, we are making decisions on our and standing in our truth here. Standing in our authenticity, saying, this is who I am, this is where I'm going, these are my plans for tomorrow, these are my plans for today. This is about creating healthy boundaries. This is about being ready to go forward in a brand new path, and expecting um, the people that are closest to you to support you in your endeavor, to cheer you on, to help you in some way, to just be there. So we're standing strong here. We're making some decisions, and the decision may be, I'm going to go forward, and yet the next sentence is, but I have no idea where to even start. That's okay. Scorpio is the kind of energy that, we can bring out our passions around this time. If there's any time to say, what should I do going forward? I mean, this is a time when we tap into those desires, those, where we might have been told before that it wasn't for us, it should never be for us, or only this kind of person does that, or that kind of person, or there's no money in it, or whatever they might have told you. But it's always been that passion, that dream, that desire. Those kinds of things we start to look at right now, and maybe we want to take it on. Maybe we want to, just say, well, at least I tried. Maybe it didn't work, but at least I tried, and I had a heck of a time, having a lot of fun during that adventure. I met a lot of people. I grew a lot of relationships. I am who I am today because of it. The Four of Cups. Four of Cups is starting to come back out again. Gratitude. It's all about our gratitude. This is a gift that's ready to be bestowed upon us. Okay, in the back here. Okay, is a cup. It's God's hand is bringing in that cup in most of the cards. And they want to really bring us this opportunity. But we sit there and we kind of look sorrowful. We're not even looking at the cups that are right in front of us there. And they're overflowing with all kinds of abundance, and we don't even see it as abundance. All we see is the empty space in front of us, the lack, where there aren't any cups overflowing. And we center our attention on that rather than just looking around and realizing just how much we have to be grateful for on a daily basis. Well, first of all, we woke up this morning, okay? We already started in the right direction. So we have a brand new day to really step into anything we want if we're brave enough to. I mean, you don't have to get out of bed, but chances are you'll get fired, right? So it's the risk, right? The risk that we have to take. And so by slowly doing some of these things in our lives, which I really don't feel like going deep and dark into my truths right now, Tilly. Okay, but if you did, you'd be so much farther ahead because you did that little bit of work. You got to know yourself a little bit better. And through that self awareness, I mean, we're not just looking at bad here. We're looking at the good. We're looking at our accomplishments. We're looking at how strong and courageous and confident we can be when we want to be. And how do we do that on an everyday scale kind of thing? It's about realizing your potential within and being grateful that you have the opportunity of another day to go after your dreams, your desires. Not everybody gets that every day. And your wisdom. I see that little owl sticking out of the tree. So I'm going to go your wisdom as well, okay? You have a lot of sage wisdom. You've learned things that you've forgotten. But all of a sudden you're in a position and all of a sudden it starts flowing back to you. I get that a lot with autism because once upon a time autism consumed my life. I was raising two kids on my own with autism. The world really didn't know what autism was when my kids were diagnosed. Okay, now it's like 1 in 36 or 1 in 26. It's a horrifying number anyways. um, is on the spectrum to one degree or another. And there's not a mild, okay? There is not a mild, and there is not a mild, okay? Trust me, I had one that was considered high functioning. I think he was more work at times than the one that was supposed to be institutionalized when he was 3. So, and so then, as we got into our comfort zones and things from that I made habits turned into just part of our daily experience. We didn't even have to think about it. It was became second nature. I was able to go elsewhere, and really put my focus and my attention. And so when I run into a young couple that has an autistic child, and I start telling them about, okay, when I was going through this stage of development, these are some of the handy tips you can do, because I went and I got my degrees and everything in order to help my kids. My kids had therapy 24/7, right? Because I knew it all. And so I just made it a part of their life. And they're very successful today because of it. So if you ever want that part of me, I also have a business that I do. And it's not overly active, but I've got 40 years of, or 30 years of dealing with autism and learning about autism from the ground up. Okay. I usually knew more than the doctors did. Um, so but and I only started this because about 6 months ago somebody says, oh my gosh, they were asking me about their child, and why aren't you doing this? So I thought, well, okay, so that's another part of who I am. If you're ever wondering, you ever come across me and I'm not tarot with Tilly and you're like, what's going on here? I also am a great resource when it comes to dealing with children on the autistic spectrum. So, anyways, I wasn't expecting to do a plug there, but I did. So, um, but I didn't realize, and then I started pulling out books, and I started, that's where I was kind of going, is I didn't know how much knowledge I actually had until I started to bring it all forth again. And it's been, a good 10 years since I've really had to look at any of that information. Once my kids got into their 20s, they were adult, they were kind of, where they were going to be. It was up to them and them alone. I couldn't interfere as much. Queen of Pentacles is next. I go on and on, so I'm just going to stop there. Queen of Pentacles, she's thrifty. Now, she's not cheap, okay, but she is thrifty. And it is about our money and how we handle our money, how we invest our money, how we go together with other people for, say, a mortgage or a car payment or the household bills or something like that. Okay, it's looking at our shared resources together more so than our individual, actually, in this energy that we're walking through now. So she's looking at, how can I make more money? Where should I invest money? Where should I go together with somebody and partner up? And that could be a new business opportunity or something. Now, she's thrifty because if she doesn't have to put her money forward, she won't. If she can get it for free, she will. Or if she can get it for a fraction of the cost, she will. So there'll be negotiations. There will be, the back and forth dealings of, well, I'll pay this if you can do this, this, and this. Well, how about if you pay that? And, or you're going to buy a purse and you walk in. I went with an elderly lady once and I took her to this beautiful purse shop, and there was this purse up there for well over $1,000. And the girl came up and, can I help you? And she says, I'll give you 500 for it. And she goes, well, I can't do that. And she went, okay. And she walked out of the store. And a little while later, we're walking back, and the girl came running out, and she says, "My boss will go as low as 650." And I was like, seriously, I didn't even know we could do stuff like that, right? I just figured if that was the price in a retail outlet, that was the price at a retail outlet. But she proved me wrong. She says, I can buy anything I want. I've got more than enough money. It's the challenge of what can I get it for. And so when I pull Queen of Pentacles, she usually pops into my head because she was very frugal. She didn't mind, getting the year's membership at the museum and going for a scone with tea. She had no problem spending her money on that stuff because that was pure enjoyment and stuff like that. But when it came to any kind of investment, anything that she would barter with the person. And I just loved her for that. And, as she says, it's more about the conquest. And if you just make it about things that you can have, well, I can have anything I want. What's the fun in that? The fun is how you got it. What's the story behind it? Why did it mean so much to you to get it in the first place? The Fool. How long has it been since the Fool has popped up in a reading? My goodness. Now, I know we're in full moon energy, but we are preparing for that brand new path. And look at that brand new path. Look at us in that brand new path. We don't have any baggage. We release it here. We heal here. We let go of things that no longer support us anymore. As we go forward, we are already thinking about our plans for our new path forward. And our new path forward does not have clutter. It doesn't have superficiality. It doesn't have, superficial people in our lives or superficial relationships. That's all, we don't have to worry about the dramas that are happening in the world because we have condensed it to the people who matter. If it's a drama, then it needs to be, your face in the picture. But right now, is it? Or is it just somebody pulling you towards, what they want to do, what they're striving for, their dramas, what their mission in life? So we have the Fool showing up to tell us that there is a brand new path and we do not need anything else but ourselves to be present for the experience. But we're also light and free here. We got the hobo's backpack. We got our buddy there, the dog, at our feet, waiting to go. We're at the top of the hillside. We had the lamp on, so we woke up early to start our path. So as the sun rose, we were ready, we were prepared, we were going to take our first steps as that sun rose over the horizon. And so even though we are in full moon, we are very intentional in our steps still, okay? Because that kind of energy is still with us. Please remember that. So I try and give you timelines for some of this energy. Like this is going to be the next month. So even though it's the daily, it's only the kickoff to what's going to be for the next month in your life. So you might want to bookmark when I talk about these things, so that you can kind of go back and review, because I won't be talking about it probably in another week or 2 weeks as much as I'm talking about it now. Okay, we better get on here. My gosh, this is going to be a 2-hour video. I'm trying to shorten it, and they just make me talk. Okay, here we go. We've got be your best self always, be your best self always. And that's exactly what this energy is striving us to do. We have a 24 energy there with the cards, so it could be about relationships, growing those bonds, strengthening those relationships. The seahorse we're riding there. Okay. Check in with yourself. How are you feeling at this moment? Are you being the person you aspire to be? Remember that you determine how you feel. You are constantly choosing to feel the way you feel. It's understandable. We're all human, and there are times we don't feel 100%. You drew this card to help you to remember to access the highest level of emotions now. Don't settle for less than you deserve. That's very much an energy of how we create new boundaries, but healthy boundaries for ourselves. We reclaim our power. Don't settle for less than you deserve. Do your utmost to achieve more, love more, and to be your best. And that should be the only measuring stick, yourself. Don't measure yourself up to the next door neighbor or the coworker. Measure yourself up to you, who you are, and who you aspire to be. And we have, oh my gosh, call on your angels. Okay, under a 23 energy, I could understand how call on your angels can come up. So we have the beautiful angel fish here. And the keywords are awakened visions, dreams, clairaudience, and water. An angel can illuminate the thought and mind of a man by strengthening the power of vision and by bringing within his reach some truth which the angel himself contemplates. Angel fish reassures you that your angels are all around you and above you all the time. And they've been trying to get through to you to offer love, healing, guidance for you. You may not see the angels as you believe they ought to look. They can come in any form, from a human stranger, an animal, a whisper in your ear. It will be a positive and enlightening experience that may add more questions, but in time the answers will appear. Your dreams may be extra prophetic and intense with messages, or you may have been hearing messages as if you've been thinking to yourself. You may also be hearing a message through music or a song that has a deeper meaning, or by having vivid visions. These messages are to help awaken you and not scare you. Your angels ask that you call upon them to assist with life's pressures. You don't need to know their names, only request their assistance and be specific in your request so that they can immediately go to work on your behalf. Angel Fish says that you are trying to be stubborn and attempting to go against the flow instead of with the current. It may be time for you to take a trip to a location where there's plenty of water, where you can sink your toes into the sand and stare into the depths of the water. Okay, so Angel Fish comes out to remind us that we are protected, that our angels are around us at all times. Okay, they hear us. They hear us instantly. And they hear not so much the words, but the emotion. And they understand what that emotion is telling them. And if it's a plea for help, a cry for mercy, they will come to your rescue. They will be there for you. They will do your bidding. And if you don't call upon them, they still have to watch. But when you shed a tear, your angels sob. So ask for their help. They're waiting to assist you, to help you be a more authentic you, to love yourself more, and to step into your passions and dreams. Until we meet again, remember, I do love you.